It says you're live. Good morning,
Yes.
everyone.
Hi.
Hello, world, wherever you are at. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Yes.
Again, hey, if you're in an intimate relationship long enough, you're eventually going to fight. But fighting does not mean that you're with the wrong person. And we're going to be sharing
I
some
like that.
topics and tips with you today that will basically prove this point. And hey, we're excited. We are in the series called Why Do Couples Fight and How Can You Stop It? And this is a fun topic because, as the world is where it's at right now, fights are probably commonly more than normal, I would say. And you got 6 or 7 months. I think we're going right now 6, 7 months, or even 8 months of quarantine, right? So,
Yes.
and we have couples that have now they're home with each other every day, right? Even though they're working separate rooms or whatever, but they're home with each other more. They're with each other more, and it can come off. Like you're kind of who is this stranger in my house, right? And so couples have really, it's been really tough for couples lately.
Yes.
And so that's why we wanted to run this series. That's why we're really excited to share with you on how you can stop in some of the tips that we're going to be discussing with you here. And today, it has the topic today are the three N's. So for women, it's the three N's. We're going to cover what that is. And for men, it's the three C's. It's a very fun topic to discuss. So, but before we do that, my wife has something to tell you.
This is where the fight starts, okay? But if you really feel that there's a lot of values in this, please, just like the video, comment below, and, hit the bell icon, subscribe to it, and then obviously turn on the notifications so that, every morning when we go live, you will get the notification just in case if, you have a lot of things going on just like us. And a lot of time, those notifications will be really helpful to be like, oh, yeah, online again, let me check out, what are they about to say, right? So, but again, I know that right now at this moment, fight is happening a lot, because business, might not be doing well, right? You have been cooping up in the house for a long
Kids,
time.
right?
The kids was in the house and with you the whole time, right? And obviously the fear, what's going on, a lot of the stuff outside, like the food and restaurants, pricing has been going up because of the virus, the economy
Got
is
the
not doing
news,
well.
got the news coming at you every day.
Yep,
So there's a
yep,
lot of negative influences out there that can really affect your relationship right now.
yep,
And that's why we felt it was so important for us to run this series on to recognize why couples fight, and then
yep,
to recognize how you can stop it, and some tips and tricks. So,
yep, absolutely.
yeah, so the three N's and the three C's. So the three N's are women. This is what mainly when it comes to fighting, when it comes to detachment or disconnection,
Mm-hmm.
women and men feel these rush of feelings and emotions. And women feel the three N's. The first N is, and we'll describe it in a little bit, but they feel not seen.
Yes.
Okay. And the second N is not understood. And the third N is not safe.
Yes.
Okay. Not seen, not understood, and not safe. Babe,
Yep.
you want to clarify with them what that means on the women's perspective? Not seen, not understood, not safe.
Yeah, the first one is obviously not seen, right? It's crazy, but this happened a lot actually to all the men out there. It's like it's very simple as, hey babe, what do you think I look like today? I spend 30 minutes dressing up,
Perfect.
putting on a really nice earrings, right? Maybe it's a new earring. I was like, hey babe, how do I look today?
Just imagine you're walking in the room, right? You walk in the room, your wife's in front of the mirror, she asks you this, and you don't even look at her, but you say something like, "You look fine," or "You look great." Even if you complimented her, "You look great," but yet you didn't even look at her.
Or what my husband always say, babe, you always looks good. And I was like, but today I put some extra effort.
She
Like I
wants to
have
be
an
seen.
extra earring, but you're not looking at it. You're just like, yeah, you're just good as as always. But sometimes they come off as a little bit of fake, I wanted to
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
because you're just saying things that I wanted to hear, but it really are not really based on you. You know, you really are skimming, scanning it from up to down to look up. And I know that Tony, said this best. He said that I train my RS system now. I train myself to say, oh, actually, you have a new pair of earring. You have a new hairstyle. You have a new lipstick. Because that is what make women feel special, because we want to be seen. I know that it might be a little bit of, work, but again, if you're willing to die for us, why can you notice that we have a new pair of earrings, right?
And
So
just imagine the flip side, right? She comes home from work and she's got a new dress on that you've never seen. But as soon as she walks in the door and you say, "Oh my God, that's a beautiful dress. You look good in it," right
mhm.
away, just that simple, expression that she feels now seen,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And the polar opposite is that too. She buys a new dress. She walks in the door and you say nothing about the dress, right?
Yes.
How she looks.
Yes.
That
Yes.
makes her feel not seen.
Because you have to remember, we a lot of time put our center on you, right? Because you are our best friend, you are our lovers. You quote unquote should be the one that notice about our changes the most. But unfortunately, a lot of time, you don't, because your RS system, you're just not really focusing on things like that. Just train yourself, right? Because we train to serve you and serve you well. Why can't you train yourself to recognize us a little bit more, right?
Right.
But right now, as women out there, I just directly tell my husband, say, hey, I just got a new dress. Look at me. How do I look? So at least they're like, oh, okay, I'm focusing on the dress, right? I mean, it's obviously give and take.
Yes.
The second N is
Not understood.
not understood. I think this is very crucial, but it's again, it takes some training to do. I will have to say,
I understand you, babe.
nope. Because when we say the word, a lot of time, we are more emotionally impact and influence, but for men, it's more like, result driven, right? Hey, I understand you. But a lot of time, what we really mean is, do you understand my feeling? We wanted to share the feeling. Do you feel what I feel? Do you see what I see? But not necessary. Hey, do you feel me? Oh yeah, I know. I'm just gonna go help you fix that. No. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want you to fix that thing. I just want you to feel like my frustration or my love, my newness, whatever it is. But I just want you to feel me so that you understand me, like what really that means. Again, sit down with
Yeah.
each other. Do the how are we doing talk. And figure out, hey, do you really understand me? But when you say this, I don't think you understand me, and explain it to them, because again, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. They sometimes really do not understand, and it's as crazy as it sounds. They don't do it on purpose to piss you off or make you feel like you're not understood.
They just don't know.
They just don't know.
Yeah,
They
we
just
just
don't know
don't
any
know.
better.
So in terms of understanding women, men, this is what you could do as well. What they're looking for is like, it's like physically present. You men feel like, oh, I'm here, right? Physically I'm
Yes.
here. But what women want is, it's not the it's really not the time in terms of you physically being here. It's how emotionally connected you are.
Yes.
So then if you are, then she feels understood. Same thing with listening, just like the last episode we talked about. You're either listening just to listen and to ready to fix or solve a problem, but or you're listening to feel her emotions. That's what
Yes.
really what women want is for you to listen to feel their emotion, for you to be present to feel their emotions, right?
Yes.
And that's pretty much it. And if you can do that, then they're going to feel understood.
Yes. And then the third one is not safe. I know that Tony talked about this one too. It's very different between men and women about safetyness, because again, men are usually are born hunters, right? They are born with adventure, right? Trying to try new things. Women are more like, since we were younger, it's more like shelter. Make sure that you don't take a lot of risk, right? So just talk about this, right? At night, you're the last one that closing out the shop, whether it's a restaurant, whatever, and you're walking to your car, right? For men, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna walk to the car, nothing wrong with it, right? But as a woman, we a lot of time will do like, oh, I'm gonna look left, look right, see what's going on, have my phone on, talking to somebody. Hey, I'm walking through this tunnel right now, going to my car, and then if I what would just be micro sensitive, and a lot of time we actually more stressed too, because we're nervous about things, and rightfully so, because we're in the feminine energy. We're just nervous a lot more. And my husband obviously were laughing at me about our Mexico trip, where I took a picture of the captive driver, license plate. I was logging where they were at, everywhere we go, and just in case if something goes wrong, this is the kind of taxi that you're looking for. With men, it's like, oh, why are you doing all this? Well, but for me, it's like it made me feel safe. Because seriously, if something really goes wrong, how do you start finding me? If I don't give you all these clues, how are you going to start finding me? And again, the standard of safetiness from women are a lot higher, and men are just not as much, because again, we have more to lose. The truth is, we have more to lose, right? We potentially can get raped, right? Can get tortured. We have, we don't fight like you guys. You guys might just die. We most likely will get tortured. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just
Too many movies.
Did you see that?
Criminal
He doesn't
Minds.
understand me. Do
Too
you
many
see that?
Criminal
He does
Minds.
not understand what I'm saying right now. He's criticizing me. So now we're gonna bring you to the three
Yeah,
C's,
three
okay?
C's.
Even though he just criticized me, okay?
So the three C's are, first C is criticize.
Absolutely.
Right? Men feel criticized, and controlled and changed or closed. And criticize is, probably the worst thing you want to tell a man is what what he should do.
Yes.
Right. So when you bring something up, right? Oh, here's what you should do. That's probably the worst thing. You want to suggest to men in a little bit more lighter terms instead of telling them what to do, because again, women have this motherly sense, right? The mom, and you marry this, this guy, your man, your boy, your masculine man, and the worst thing you could do as a wife or a significant other is treat them like your child. Right, that's the worst thing.
Please don't shoot all over the place.
Yeah, yeah, you shouldn't shoot. Yeah, you shouldn't all over the place. And the worst thing you can do is tell them, "Hey, here's what I think you should do." Right, because that's probably the worst thing that a man wants to hear. And give us suggestions. Right, tell us, "Hey, this is what I think," or "This is what I've seen." Right, or "This is what this person did this." Something like that, instead of telling us what we should do, because that comes off as criticism. And criticism is definitely a killer in passion, and it definitely it can really diminish your love for each other, attraction for sure.
Yeah, but you should definitely understand me.
Yes, I should. And
but the question is, how should we criticize? How should we tell you to improve without using the should word, or how can we get you to see what we see without criticizing you?
Yeah, I mean, you do it really well, babe. Like when she brings something up, where even things that I need to learn, and they're good things, right? And it's just, if she came out and said, "Hey, here's what you should do," right? Versus, "Hey, I saw Peng Jun do this," or, "Hey, I saw I heard this from Tony," or, "I heard this." So it's the same message she wants to get across, but she basically uses somebody else, right? You uses somebody who we model after, an influential leader. That's one way of doing it. Or she'll share her thoughts. Here are my thoughts. Here's what I think. Right.
Mhm.
And with her sharing me her thoughts, basically she's essentially telling me what I should do, but in a different form. Right. Here's my thoughts. Or, "Hey, I've seen this person say this or do this." Or,
Mhm.
"Hey, check this out." Right. And
Mhm.
letting somebody else tell me instead of her telling me. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So that works every single time, and she does it smoothly. And I know once I listen to it, or once I hear her thoughts, I know essentially she's sharing with me what she believes is the right way of doing it, or something we have to learn. But I don't feel as criticized in terms of how I'm doing it currently at that moment, so that I need to improve, right? And
So
that's
the
basically,
how.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that's pretty much it. And then the second N is controlled.
Yes.
Right? Men feel controlled. So that's the worst thing you should do to a man, is try to
So
control
do
him.
not try to control them. Like, "Hey, babe, I think you need to eat this way.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, I think you need to shower this way."
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think you will ever tell your husband how to shower, but yeah, men doesn't really like to feel control, and like sometimes when they drive, right, they would say, "Hey, babe, slow down." "Hey, babe, speed up." Trying to control him on driving, right? The key is, the less control that you have, again, less expectation that you have, the better the relationship is going to go. The better that you're going to feel with the relationship, because you're not squeezing each other in the box.
Yes.
Because I mean, even the women out there, the sisters out there, right? I mean, do you like to be controlled? Would you like your husband to tell you what you should do or shouldn't do? Hey, I think you should put this dress on tonight. No,
Yes.
I mean, I'm gonna dress how I wanted to dress because this is me. I'm gonna be my full authentic self, and that's exactly what they want to.
Yeah, it's like, and then change, right? As well. It's like, what do you, if you're doing that, what ends up happening, it's almost like, then you start to wonder why he's not attracted to you.
Mm.
You know what I mean? If you're wondering why your man's not attracted to you, is because there's two men in the house. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So he feels like he's competing with another man in the house, right? And we've seen this. We've seen couples who are, who the wife is pretty masculine and controls and changes and criticizes and is wearing essentially what they say, the pants in the family. And look, we get it, and men as well. Look, here's the one thing that equality is great, right? I believe that women should get pampers as much as men. And quite honestly, I believe that women are very strong and they can do more than what men can. And when we ran our sales company, I believe that the best sales people were the women. If they put forth the effort and work harder than the man, they would absolutely crush it. I truly believe in that. But the problem persists is when the woman, and I get it. Some women, unfortunately, this is messaging to my brothers out there. If someone in the household does not step up and be the man, right, and is a masculine man and portrays a leader of the family, women will do it, and we get that. So you might want to look at that as well. But but he is being a man. He's protecting, he's providing, he's all that, and you come and you try to compete with him to be the man. You're going to run into some issues. He's going to be less and less attractive to you because he's not going to want to compete with another man. He didn't marry a man. He married a woman, right? He married his wife. He married a feminine energy that is powerful. And quite honestly, the feminine energy is more powerful than anything. It's more powerful than his phone. It's more powerful than his computer. It's more powerful than everything that he is. You feel that he's distracted with right now. Feminine energy, feminine power, is just the strong. To me, that's the strongest. If you're in your feminine side, you can take over anything and his world and everything and overcome and conquer anything, any phone, any email, any work that he's got to do, anything. He's got.
And I think, babe, I mean, we can maybe talk more in depth about the feminine and masculine energy maybe on the next episode, so that way we can kind of dive deep dive into it and let how do you control the men, why we do what we do and how do we react to it, right? And then the third C is not change. You want to talk about more about the third C?
Yeah, we improvements and things like that. Men I think naturally are improvers, right? They want to improve everything, right? Like,
I almost thought you were gonna say men are naturally cavemen.
we will naturally change things ourselves, right? We always are trying to improve stuff. We always try ourselves, our body, our house, everything, right? I look at me, if I had multiple houses, I'm always thinking about how to improve my houses. How do I change my house? And change really comes from within. A man is already doing that. So if you try to take over again, if you try to take over and change him, and her too, but changing each other is just not a good thing, right? And we as human beings know what we need to do as far as improvement already internally, and improving together, go in one direction as a couple. That's totally different than trying to change your partner. Right. So don't try to do that. So the tips that we have for you today, I have really three tips for you guys. First one is give each other more attention. That's one, right? Especially the man to the woman. Quite honestly, they want to be seen, right? And you too, as well as a man, but more so the woman. So show her that you see her, right? Give her more attention. When she comes in the room, drop everything you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Look at her. See if there's anything new that she's got on, any emotions she's feeling, and greet her and things like that. These are very powerful, tricks to do. These are powerful techniques and tips to do, and it's true. They deserve it. Quite honestly, right? They have, they did a study where a man and woman goes to work and doing the same job, paid the same, doing the same role. And quite honestly, the woman who's not really designed to actually do that, even though, it that's how women are nowadays. They go to work and everything like that. But in that same role, same pay, same company, same department, same position, when they measured stress levels between a man and woman, the women were 4 or 5 times more stressed in that same position, right? Treated the same way. It's pretty crazy. Why? Because if you look back at the caveman days, what did women do? Women stayed in the cave, right? Took care of the family, took care of the children, and the man went out and hunted and killed and brought back home the saber-toothed tiger, right? And all she did was, when as soon as he got home, she cheered, her and the children cheered and screamed and said, "Daddy's home." The saber-toothed tiger didn't kill him. You know what I mean? And he brought the saber-toothed tiger home. So ultimately, that's their, that's how they're built. That's how they were designed, right? But we understand, women go to work and have to do those things and want to do those things and can do those things. But when they do them, we know that they're more stressed than men, 4 or 5 times more stressed. So give her the attention she deserves. So second is listen to each other. And when we talk about listening to each other, is just like I talked about yesterday. Listen to emotions, right? So that she's this way, she feels understood, instead of trying to fix or trying to jump in there and really cut her off. Just listen to each other. And the third is stop criticizing, right? Stop criticizing. And criticism is just a killer for relationships, for sure. And judging, criticizing each other. Look, if you love your partner, and I know this, I used to criticize her quite a bit when I was not in my best emotional state, and now it's like I don't. Right? It doesn't. I just accepted her for her. Right? Just like the taxi ride that we talked about, when she took the picture of the license plate, the guy, the taxi driver driving. That's just her. Right? She needed to feel safe. She needed to feel certain. That's just her. So my old me would have criticized her. Oh, there she goes again, worrying again. And it didn't. To me, it didn't matter. Right? That's just what she is. She feel comfortable. That's what makes her feel safe, comfortable, and happy, and certain inside that that she is being her. So I just let her be her. So
Yeah. And I wanted to, really, tell you guys the truth from the bottom of my heart. If usually if you see a man or a woman react to this, chances is they don't give themselves enough self-love. That's the reason why they react to the criticism, the not feeling seen, not feeling safe, because we are required the love from the partner, right? And I seen a lot of men out there sometime, the quote unquote the criticism wasn't really criticizing, but somehow you heard it as criticism and then you react to it. So just be aware of it, be careful with it, and just always remember, even though the women might have quote unquote criticize you, but just remember they really do come from love, right? And just like sometimes you don't see us, even though you really do love us, just remind us, right? Because love can conquer everything. You just really need to slow down your pace, look into it, really try to figure out what is going on, and just teach each other. It's kind of like driving, right? If you notice that I'm not doing really well with stop and go, right? Just teach me how to stop and go. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Instead of allowing me to get emotionally clouded or judge or judge each other, or just going to the negative route, like, right? It just snowball the problem. The problem is really not that bad. It's just that I don't know how to say certain things. I need you to teach me.
Yeah, it's the reaction, right?
Yeah.
It's not even, we found there's two things really, really simple before we close out here is timing. Timing is everything, right? He or she might be, busy at work, doing something at work, and your timing in terms of what your expression or something could ultimately make them not feel
Yes.
seen or unheard or safe. So just maybe it's a timing thing, right? Just look
Yep.
at that. So look beyond the problem, look beyond each other. Just, maybe it's just a timing thing.
Yep.
And second thing is approach. Maybe it's just wrong approach, right? You're wrong. You're doing the wrong approach. She might be sitting there and she's, like me, for example, I'm a pretty focused person. Like when I write my email, or when I'm reading something that I'm, I am focused on, I'm really there. So if she comes in the room and talks to me, and I just happen to not hear her,
Yes.
right? And she could take that so negatively, or she could be like, "Oh, it's just the wrong timing, wrong approach." Right? I don't do that a lot, but it does happen.
Yes.
Does that make sense? So,
and comment below. Let us know. What do you think, right? And question of the day is, which, if you are women, which three C's are you, I'm sorry, which three N's are you feeling the most?
Not seen, not understood, and not safe.
Yep. And, for the men out there, which C are you really focusing on the most? Comment below. Let us know how you feel. Because if we can see that which one is more of a trend, maybe we will do another episode and teach you more in depth about how to get better, how to control it, or even how to observe before it even happened. How do you control it before you even get it out?
Yeah, and it's very important for you to know. So this way, it's time for you to share with your partner, right? So if you feel not seen, it's a good topic to say. Hey, I feel not seen the most. Time to talk to your partner about it, or not understood, or not safe. Same thing with the men. You feel criticized, controlled, or your partner's changing you, or is closed in. Then it's time for you to have that conversation as well. Okay, it's always good. It's good to take it head on.
So make sure that you like the video. I know that a lot of you guys love it. Make sure that you share it with a couple of your friends who really do need this. If they have talked to you about, man, I'm just really mad at my husband or my wife, hey, share this video with them so that at least they know the fundamental, the introduction of it, so that they can figure out, how to get their relationship to the next level. And obviously, don't forget to subscribe. And, turn on the bell icons on the way, when we have new videos coming out, you will be able to catch it on the very first time.
Yes. And we will see you tomorrow. Thank you guys very much. Have a blessed day. We love you.
Bye.